nso no wode wadwen kyerɛ betimi aba mebo me humodi bia na makenkan enso edi amo enya atem didie kyerɛ wadwen no bi so kyerɛ na wode atem didie ba wadaroma menkenkan emfa mount hyɛ no so safa ma me asana yebebora enkomodie no mu no it's captain's birthday Corporal Cornelius Doche Abebo wo Dansama Divisional Operation Unit free Okito wo UTV hon wo so ma happy birthday nti nyame onshaw na wonye wo kese pa enti abusuafo nensam bebre na beto eja so ayeba betwetwe eho enkomo 3 killed 3 injured in Binduru sabe gun attack youth group calls curfew na wosha said yes Ayamampusi Youth Association for almost sabe almost repa se bambo ejuma ekuofo no omonyere bambo mu ewo he no mafe nsoso no omo ema omo fa curfew ema meto na say for the past 4 years thousands of people and ewo omo ekro mu ho no mo ene its environs kro awodo a etwa mo ho hia we say ade ha dwen pa ayebedi ho nkomo ene ana pesa so and the minister orders probe into 1.5 billion ECG value container disappearance. Hey, that was your for. Na containers no wo hen and ebejafo abayebedi ehon gosa so and midi kan anapano ye boso e de kire ashofo suit against removal of IGP other security agencies heads dismissed nti eno so ewo ehon no mama me entumrika se ya na menda eye abedwafo so edi so na yen hye nson say president refers petition to the removal of CJ to Council of State nti enam ne kwan so a no Kwesiboche Junior Esquire abeka mensa o MPP communication team member Saso and Bernard Enim PSC head of corporate affairs bust and so ewa before mwakwaba
yeah na chiso
PSC me mo tinkwa position ne ba yenye nhia
mpamom no kwai
bibia
ko da mo sene mo mpa ebo
oh
na aba moto ma ndisi na decide be nyina aba yesi ekoso ya na eda mas amicho o ka che Ghana for o ka che Ghana for nyina na including you
PSC
yes madam
if an administrator type kone menyesa
o na say abato ne de Kwesibo twanto amendisi but say bebe yewo no continue in case of figure na continue be foforo as so boa na yetimi to money because of President Mahama call for say as ye nyina e say bit my reset Ghana na ya ye ne senior yan kasa be proud of ye wo man be chiche ko si na hia ye mu binum ye be fia afoforo so be ba betu aso na etwa nkompo a then ne be kan say ye de agya onchirema e be ya ho ade nti abato no de ye beto ba ye tu wi a what mattered most Ghana ebe na konani okay ndina meka na meka ayo
no crepa tina meka na say betina say so Ghana yiyo ene Ghana puntu tina yitwetwen enkomo nti ne yen hyase me hyase e de free Kwesi ho no 3 killed 3 injured in Binduru Ghana attack youth group calls curfew
me ava me dase memo match so am say share ya chepa na machia menua in PSC so I think say the man in trinkwa appointment na well deserved in fact to pay conform year jumama NDC prior to 2024 elections na ubodi ya ntimi menua in PSC infirmment no ya man in trinkwa na ya chia hwefoni a say machia me ma me ba ko madam oboshi sai kofi say nche bi the women empowerment program nen so ba tie hwe ni na me say Binduru killings no I've been following the story. Na yeme areho kakra. Ko follow story now story ni chese na mranti bit drinking spot. Eja enu ajo mo dwendwen omo ho enum bibi kakra. And other groups people motorbikes ebetwe mu shoot you omo. Even the intention and the motive is not yet established. They need the entire shootings need to be caused. Omedwane ntino. Things that they be any and say you be call on police. You will join the cause of youth they will be doing, call on the police. So one should not investigate this and because isolated instances of killings. We now think say so on tema a bit me oyi ne kese abrɛ nti no
na kwesi mu say ache because say the story ne mabu no mu see eche mo no for the past 4 years enti we say na ewo na ba ewo no bi abeba bebre etwem
no okay na I think say Ghana hankasa no it's about time a small arms commission no ye shame kina. And I also think that we need a policy on gun regulation because the guns, the illegal guns in the system, is too much. Now we are share Galamsey sites near the idea cranny in Mebunua what access to a tour. Anya agro, anya idea a year any council. I think say I was say authorities now your gun regulation. Quite fast so at the acquire your locally manufactured guns near the idea near Hena, Yeshimukina because a worrying situation. Na been doing sense there. I think say upper west, upper east, Borgaso and Draso says similar incident across Ohama and also say Kumobi. I think say was say state securities no. Or more money ya semi here. In fact, these are some of the things to me no. I think say was saying here national security ne BNI for no. Na saa obi akoka we ya chene ne saa nyama no saa nyama no monte so no form energies ne o focus enko indiscriminate killings ne we gon go for you ko we nim di anka da ache nko ba be ya aboa oman no nti no yesre police for ni mo mani nko ho because no crese aban asesa but aban asesa say e binim take advantage of say aban asesa no e de ye nyoma bi a o makoma pe. But I don't think say proper. I don't think say idea I was say yes so into police for yes or more investigation na enemy in the next few days or next few hours no. Amoma ye hu at least omom emma yenuanom mo been doing in important minya arechitre bi ne and that will be say we are not in a state of insecurity because me gidi say man panin bi idea done in so the kind and they say security or minor security ever cost so into our here President Mahama ya point ya swearing in and in this 72 hours can you think I say we appointed Europe Prosper Bani as the presidential advisor on national security not just a national security idea and then akoma so
idea is say muye kete
was muye kete into no I think say I was saying same way in here and then a upper west to echina a bit my greater Accra a bit my Tesano. No, I'm calling for stricter gun measures or gun policy in this country because your gun policy system now, you want regulate gun policy, small arms. But the question is doing is small arms commission, come budget cry saying, no meet me their body or meet me their sensitization amount for what yes, ukita to acquire your first use to near the idea. I will say, ye eshesa policies ni mudin ne ye ma manfo so hu se feto wo he nya ade ye didi agro eto nya ade a ti se sebe phone ana bibia de bia no obia betime use bi you need some form of emotional intelligence and even I was say check wadwemu kra ansa na yetima ma eto exactly we could be one man ne nya kasakasa 1 2 pair watuto nti I was say hu kwanya ye faso winom enetimi enya access to etuo ni yetimi hwesa ne amani nya ye because manusis mina so my twa ye ho ehia extremist ne terrorist etima abuawe mu nya sometimes this is how it starts indiscriminate killing ubu asori dem ni abuawe ho ni eshutu amanfo mosque ni abuawe ho eshutu amanfo te drinking spot said yesi wo binduri ye wura ho ni eshutu amanfo. Into our national security, our police, our military intelligence.
Talking about our police, make I say Bosomi Chemuye last month. A BSC Western region, Seshi side of Honomo. In so a toyama fedie. Or police for no more duty, a police office Honomo. A sen of my bets and I won't say Joma Homena, a Manti Bibura Honomo area. A2. I think it's 3 years, say 2. And my bunny bre papa. And no more catches or more, ultimatum say. I think it was a week or so, so mama woman. So moon who na or money almost so dimentina a impotemo honum. And she be an abeto just follow me to a room baby ama omakwa.
I think say Sanya money near and Yama was worried about. Even in the police service card, I mean Jin this the fact that you're police officer and your license say also kita too. I don't think so. Say I was saying you know. So because sometimes
so you're police near.
So you're police near. The fact that we are police nim kwanchre say I was say to be kita too. You should be taken through certain procedures and because sometimes me nyaba me dey man trap police for but sometimes when am krona hu police for be kita too be so say we dey be chine krabu ni say mo beti ma 23 ni say. And you know we have to look at all those things.
Don't mind the body.
We have to look at all those things. Now you hear kwanya your gun because when you I think say you see AK-47 say police from Kwana Ghana access to. But in times past we will be scrap koswa it mean say armed robbers no kita AK-47.
So mukonya no way.
That is the question we have to ask ourselves to say omunya no way. Or you see beside who say we even have to trace those guns to know police station crawl unit crawl and that's our guns now it may belong
there was a cadia na it may edit trace no
I'm sure say we should have because national security intelligence acting together with the police I'm sure say they should have such in yama because omuni be there not just say a very very serious matter as you be to me kofa etuo yemfa say youth western region story out there to say enye youth ni na community bre anka etuo ne kosa ka onim de omode etuo ne kwa western region hon so de galamsey ne koso pa for you know no no mudi omudi tuo no eco protect amanfo no ma bi ne ma mutu galamsey ni ade Intel was say you need to make call your gun policy in home. And I am very happy say issues be say here politicians near come home e condemn because obi twitu oba fear not to share kwa ho bisa say your friend abnabo achi ana your friend kwesi botwa na your friend wenim PC boni opese odidi no odi be deal police for be investigate mo here na aka akire say onemu kra no bebu ana say baby no be for me what
for na obehwere ya
I mean we say our life every I think say I will say your team e ma ye ni call your gun policy no is me te ya che me it's been a very long time so I te say mampeni bi ana say agency especially small arms commission not take it upon themselves say or more yes sensitization of guns a war or mining. I know said there are policies, I know said there are laws, but the implementation should be a matter of worry to everybody. We are not saying media politics. It should be a matter of everybody, the minority, the majority, the opposition, the incumbent government, and everybody that matters. Say a two-hour system, a two-hour Ghana has illegally acquired. Even those legally acquired are too many. It is
also mobile in our what about previous administration?
Previous administrations, yeah, since President Rawlings, since 1992, in your fourth Republican Constitution, leaders are Beniano. I think say sensitization has been very low, has been very very low. I was say yetimi shemude CSOs in your maybe saying I was a CSOs yetimi hiamo. In fact, media for any bomb who there because. And yes, media are interested and cannot pay. During killings, but the media is interested into CSOs. So, I say to me, partner media and the police, the small arms commission, and the military. No, because I mean, about him say Bokon talk here across Ukraine. You say ammunition is a Boko for the Kitano, and ammunition is Ketua. The question is that Omunya way.
And because you can't say as Mammy Bisa say a bimo a shetri. And among your some. And so a boom one.
And I cannot say for a fact because me near dance here. But say now Midika and Kayano, a man may try and who she no share in Yama Koswa. Later investigations were cost a certain group of people. You see, many a times, and just Ghana have politicians. Politician because outside the jurisdiction or no crati baby or no zunya or mining say no or no crabet my finances are in a bank of Ghana for
financier and
then the question no so our territorial security no so no I would say Shibaninia boils down to the fact that a two-hour system named Edoso because we now we are the respected Kofi Amabua Lance Minister Cow Parliament say I could be two-hour kita galamsey yes no and ya could ketwa. So we have to be worried as a nation. Say minister, it's me being no a catcher in confidence say a two ekita galam say yes enye akodia ketwa. Then we have to be very worried.
Ntine water guards for no mujina hono mamun kita tu no. Na ye nim say galam say yes no kita etu no. nanti omu gina hono
say water guards need I mean I think say omo need fanfare bi keke job for the boys bi keke da
how
or water guards need a job for the boys now here go for your meeting ma protect bibi water some of them cannot even protect themselves no ma ko protect your water bodies water guards for need omo need job for NDC executives constituency and police station executives for the keke they do not even have the what it takes to even protect her. Now, you must soldier for
maybe they are not well equipped. Obetimi akana say no nti na ka say a job.
No say clearly let's ask her what they say your day advertisement about 12 say they be all kind graphic. What they say the advertisement about 12 say yeah for water guards Juma. Obi na question them baby compile a list of certain persons now they are done in the water. So the water guards need I don't think say it is even a serious approach to fight galamsey. I think say it's a comical approach. We cannot take serious. They cannot yield any results. Because Juma soldier for cry communal challenges no. Then it say water guards. We know we say the school water guards. We know they can multimedia. Adidas dancers they multimedia.
PSC. Mominti we.
Yo mama na wase na me mfanchi ayi mu eden ma wahwefo. Na me mama baso say no kwani mo platform here platform Ghana have fun baby any ho a wontie ana wonhwe UTV ichiame nia kwesibotwe needing a ring bell because of former finance minister Dr. Kwesibotwe
but you know some more related
the relations meaning say three
I have find out
but
they cannot go deep
as far as I know that we first only Fantini
I'm central region
there is no relation
so I say use a course
then one go passing then one am
yeah no more
who's a butcher who buy and hire friend butcher
okay
above na we corrupt in the butcher
oh okay
butcher mostly say what will run out to so I will try or little.
Oh.
Eighth born.
Okay.
Yeah. By watching. You Mamimfa. Emfa yako kasema enu no ma won ahwere won kwa wo binduri. Enya hohwaho ade. Enya ade ze obi aka se mede ana menya ne sa anka nye entu aso sa. Enya fese sebe nipa ba kokora hwere ne nkwa wo man mu a it calls for say as I say abambofo no apagya wo ma wo homre so America George Floyd nipa ba kope America nipa bebrebe it became an issue ndi min ka say growth over na say be yan adwen fiso ne mfa ne say nkosa makasa no me mfa kwanya sunso na me mo the current IGP for Ordinaba, Ura Christian Tete Yohun. Menim Nenyuma obetimi aye. I can say Ghana police structure no and police service prempring so bo ha wakwadare operations mo menye ni se benyo bia watching right
for decades.
Yeah. Nka obeyi ebia obi akofubu ache na ode no abeka ho that is say obi akofubu ache so but owa ban mu
but e ba no
the can twe na adwen abesi so say prempren de abeda won pon ano wo experience na na em say yate won a wo call to share mobile money vendors issue won a chiro that action no ma manfo nya rehim or police adwumanum yes stress won fo ngani into form na esi obinduri no ye overflow nsem okoso oboku no ne nsunsanso bi na akopue ho ye bezi ehu ne nti ase ne kofare baya ye ko boku nsem no ne ebuebu ma obo se eno ne nti aso eno hu nsunsanso bi na ekoso boku nsem na ko ya hensem na menim se ye wo chieftaincy and you stand alone. I was a local government as a best minister. I know I'm President Mahama Koho and Nanamuko Dim Komo. srɛ wɔn sɛ wɔn hwɛ sɛ obɛma saa adwobrɛ aba bɔko ɛyɛ nipa na wɔn nyinaa te fa akɔndeda sɛ bi Ghana obi ya ase fi baabi yɛ ka minia kwasi botwa asɛmi wobɛkɔm na ebi a efi baabi obi yɛ nkrani akɔware fantini obi yɛ fantini akɔware ahigbeni obi yɛ kurapini akɔware kɔnkɔmani nti ɛwɔ hɔ ɛdi sɛ makɔware obi na na bɛtena ekurapini abɛyɛ kurapini ɛwɔ mu a mfi bebree akyi ozo na ɔkora de o papa no fia na wasi mfia dynamic can say senka te say ni America for ye one day no yetimi ye yende say e bia nka betima boy mefia no baabi awo na ho na ofi o ma me betimi aye sebe nkranni na o papa ye asantini oba wo akuap ma wo akuap ni ho no wo aho enti nka be yi sa na ma na fi ho kakra o hwe ne yede saa akokwa yi eba e criticize flashpoint amayin enema ho bi na me hu se edimu tintiman pa ba ko yen sasesem ena ba ko yen ahensem sani na bi na ha pa ye betime nya no yi ne kai se sebe am se okọ baby bebri a wosi hene ba nya baby a na yetioto because won code so na me ken wati ase nti yen se nka oman no yetimi a code young chieftaincy eba say inheritance and as nia obedi obi ade no tete ho no wo ye ma ne ye fe kakra obeka ya ozo wo ye nkonga abiesa ana infancy bi abusun abiesa oyidi na afi ni so na oyidi oyidi o de toto Britain for de no ho wonde de oba pahin no odi nti eno no wo nga institutionalize ni ye nti enkofa wontwi mba den na esi kwan asoman we did say yen na kasa fa say bit mercy say yen constitution ni yen hwe say bit menya ba bi de no nso ahya na yen nya ma ne nyefe anka ebe bress akoko bebre na se sebe mu na nanu mu fa nchem nipa ba ko ahen ni ti nipa dodo ahwere won na hukum nipa ni nyina awia hena so na ba bi dibio se wati ase nti babia we are sekeka kono as say if you asena ye reform sa institution na kakra asase seme de abansa wo obi enem na hia no menim say what is say din ya wo so obi your dishi wati ase ono no de na hye wati ase ono no nim ne boundary. That's why you referendum ye ma won because one no so ho I didn't say but can krata sem e di bibia ho dance ya was a book no lie and I'm wa krata sem e di ke bi afi ya copy me ha kan na nampo homesian course ro sa ye no so odum kesi esi hei ufi ho kwa ha e asem esidia na ebusuan yi dia ye bi afi sa efi sa anto me copy me ha yeah asemesi ana ebusuan dia bananse am say abefu nsem no ko bai ni obi a pressure obenya ono so asase ene edeniama bebre aba and I think say going forward the intimate transfer as they be betran na asem ni si ansana yeti hu anamo eze ye proactive and am the fo amenu akwasi asem okan yi oko security services no but one particular department a ehia pa we gather intelligence. Won no ngani aye bi. Sorry anan abi san because na me hu no no hutra. Se na me wati ase. Yeah. Enti wotime peke intel so ahai de ekosi sadi CBC. Sadi CBC. Na efe ne se binduri asemi mebun ewo area ho no e the proposal bi abeto abangani. So tiso sa bang emfa curfew mra ho. E bia no be boa ma and I do not I think that Boku
petrol no so intensify security.
Yes. No one knows. A baby baby I say what you say. Into young say he let me to one among them because say baby there was an action among them puntu konechi. Boku history obi enim say Boku a border town. Nanka work economic activities so wa action aflawumpo. But then no area dang baby for then pa no be person in saka dem pa na ebia obi pa na ni da bibi so dem pa no be say apart from one guy because we entrepreneurs about to tuo because also person we bibi film and about to tuo no nipa ko no di ade na anim no o se na asem ne den asem bi enu awo kenye
na wo kasa omo di anim ko mo tontuo no wo mo e fam bra kwan so
ono ne mfa men kan so of amra kwasa no so of amra kwasa ye beka so on the personal interest ne say metomutio
na wonye sikafi
na me get what I say nti na me kan say men ka say no ye ni ye ye wo mre so of so ye ye watu a eni say kodi ankran nsem say na me nu kwesi kan AK47 e bia military and our police no kwan so use me mintimi nya license so be under no circumstance en fa nkoto AK47 e be a pump action na fufuru bia enye so deadly so what you say but preparing who say the big the brain no say na etuem da so obi di oye ne say on the oya aton na say bi o sebe ube ho obi a oti motorbike sha okra say etuo na okoma bon say ontimi nye scam fan talk to you na no cry no so what you say ne bu pa kwa be so be fa but it's answer obi interesting tea and also better more push am on but then na ebeka kwa say what should be the solution mesre na nanu mu fa won hunyem local government and a local government minister and a prime chief tansi akocha na say won ma won humre so police for ma won humre so ya kan internal security police ejuma na masre IGP yesre what been was an name papa national security one for hunyem me kan for me nu edi so say intimate na say ye be try na nsi ansa yeti ho anamo denga boku ye wo security intelligence wo nti won hwe say obetimi eti ho anamo ntem o call for say security patrol and also won hwe boku nsem no area check akra ne ko fire by the ye intimate na ha me apportion blames yehu be be classify edoya ba yehu be classify ni nyina ba be si ahensem kriya so yesre se no mampanyi mahama asire mu ano nyina de enchopa be koso ha ama nananom se wonhwe se obetimi de yi ato yi na asumdua aba na boko ne mpeso aso no wonso etimi akongenim
okay Yes, your next way. Minister orders probe into 1.5 billion ECG value containers disappearance. Now will be the interesting message be Abahasi. Is it Alababa, Medina? Okay. Also, the missing container needs to be investigated thoroughly because all indicators point to previous MPP administration has something to do with it, allegedly. You have to allege Bacho. After all, if an average of 20 containers is being stolen in a day, it would take more than 90 days, and the NDC administration is less than 90 days in government. Honorable Julius Deborah and Honorable Ni Ashe, more, I salute you. Okay. It's not just we are plus and minuses no. The every more abano. Okay. Sasuna Ablade. If you kuma the corrupt government officials criminal cases, President Mahama shouldn't accept any apology from any leader. President Mahama should let the law take its course. Okay. Saso and Amame Konedu Edia. But my humble appeal to President Mahama is exercise caution as he consider petition to remove CJ. He has the duty to maintain the separation of powers and protect the judiciary from political interference. Upholding the integrity of the judiciary is essential for ensuring justice and fairness in Ghana. Moreover, it is vital for the public to refrain from actions that may bring the judiciary into dispute or disruptive. Disrespecting judicial authority threatens its integrity and jeopardize our democracy. An independent judiciary is crucial for safeguarding the rights of citizens and maintaining the rule of law. Okay, to my media no mama de watch a whole essay. Okay, mate mebo me home modern so na can be a fine. I have okay. Enti sabre yetwa yenkomo bono eswa Nana ya achempem Jantua, former General Secretary for CPP. Nana Beka Yensa. Nana Makwaba.
Thank you.
Maybe Aboko there.
Boko.
Okay. Ain't Nana minim quick one. Send me my own rest and I say Yonko and sign Embraer share. Nipa me and sign your cool woman ewo binduri. And not me and sound so a pre-pra. So the baby kakabeka one sana yakode.
We need to look at Pacho Mefanchi Mama. Mefanchi Ama motifo na Mefanchi asuso emma minya ofi na me bra bibia boko de mishia oda.
Okay.
Na
Even Kwesi Butche Junior.
Kwesi Butche
Junior.
Okay. Na me fa in advance happy birthday to Mrs. Rose Mahama. Echna you would in his 60th birthday. Inti Auntie Rose anope se me gina UTV me we show happy birthday. Nipa kunkum I think we need to deal with it. It's becoming one too many. It's becoming a security issue. Inti no me believe it's me who say omo ka say they asking for a curfew. But they are curfew no
petrol security
but curfew no ye bisa curfew ni aye na ho adwo kakra say we need to go to the bottom of some of these issues, whether it's chieftaincy, whether it's whatever it is no na use dialogue. I think say mra to say yetimi starting even NCC etimi educate the need for peace, because as I think it's in Kitty say no but now be diagro na be before. So I believe we say yes, they've asked for a curfew, but two, what is the root cause? We should start looking at the root cause of some of these problems. Now at the end of the day, no, you can't cry because we pockets and then we appear. So I think we need to deal with it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yo, Matsentina Yanko Yasama Toso. No, so Minister orders probe into 1.5 billion ECG value container disappearance. And then I pay Adekye Nsroma as someone another prof eka and was the auditor or where ye beto it just say at some point no na ECG to me at the omu discovered to clear one more any man we drew maybe almost say next omu ni sika into omu de ma contract agents or contractors no and one of them no more pre-finance. So no CCK ni ho mo akasa de be clear, but why do you even pre-finance one of the contractors? So no mo hye mu be there didn't so mo say hu say o mo no company need the right requirement to even hold that contract no. And also so another thing na sisi aye kasa idie na che say over 1,300 containers and ayira a free honum lawyer mama shasi a free home.
That's it. Yeah, but now I'm say same way need a very sensitive matter because I feel investigations about Bashasi. But I think say containers nye adia obitima fashion bottom and I say obefa car to car be a boot say ode corner say uwia idea. It needs a conspiracy and sana obetimi area because we say na your port administration here Juma.
And sana conspiracy.
Yeah, and sana container be free port and minji ni say obi abetimi report akwa koyi container keke.
It
needs to go. Oh, obi ada car den say one kasa be port kukuru container sika bi echi die PSA obi ehu because it goes through a process and minji ni say port near baby obi ada hwenko so baby it's under 24-hour security surveillance and protection in I think say I was see a team investigate here assembly now there are a few maybe I'm in here because you recall say sometime on 24th January 2025 minister call Tema Port visit port ne share containers and go after that call parliament, brief parliament. In fact, about 2,500 of ECG for containers are kaput. Or taking measures, send your bayer or move to me containers because demorraging containers near about $1.5 billion. And I think containers, and transformers, and cables, and meters near the idea we mukrana. It me containers never boama doom so crano. With me I hear a sea non quine. It's Hemina kakra say 24th January, Minister no call be catcher ebe Ghana, e call we ebe Ghana for man say containers a good port 2,500. All of a sudden, just 2 months down the line, Minister Kroya say report by containers 1,350 aira. We have to ask ourselves questions because containers so in Yatia say Bakubia value close to $500,000. And so we have to ask ourselves, containers na fahin. At what time na containers na year? Was it before the minister's visit or after the minister's visit? Because Nyama be saying this year, in fact, we share energy sector na. Is the energy sector na kasano a calm no through successive government. Na issues we I think say a idea I was a gun in India a concern. The idea the police service should be interested in this matter. The national security should be interested in this matter. Because if containers may our port without any justification and any reason, it's very alarming. When you are me for unquestioned, but I say, in your mendisi, Munanchibia no moka say, police for the national security for catcher so mako ye raid biwo sape ma ho ba bi ne yakoche alaji bia gold ne ade sikani ade gugu containers bi mo eno so yankote hwe intine we mark we mbe yese afi no ye hu ba bia containers ne be fa na
adane investigations prior to
adane ache at least the citizens must be updated. There is a ora you hu say ya be update on their in so we need to know investigations when you are there or say time to time the minister need to be update here because a very very serious matter. But I would not jump the gun to say obi na area containers na say ebiana. I just want to believe say ebiana akohu baby. But irrespective of nipa wafa container and whether era in the previous administration or this administration omunyanya 3 months, 4 months, no master TV containers, and so there, then it must be looked into and must be well investigated because a semi hard journey, Ghana Fusika, a taxpayer's money, a semi hard journey. And we have to look into this matter thoroughly. No ubia ne humbom ubia no the person must be brought to book. I will say minister no so be explain it and dentia on the first visit no be catch and say containers near 2,500. Now subsequently in 2 months time, what's be catching and say containers 1,300. Is it the case? The first visit, he was debriefed and I say he was misled. Briefing ben unya information ben unya na credible information on this information. The call Parliament, House of Records, my hands at capture. Yes, sir. Containers near 2,500. Indeed, I was say yes, and your money near holistically. Say in fact. Investigations no cost na say hwe na say minister no kura no so no wan ka no kura kire Ghana for I say minister no kura the honorable ten on wan kasa put step aside na investigations dey timi cost we because who minister kura say na medical ka no 2 months ago be catch say containers near 2,500. What basis now the general so be catch say containers now amounted to counted to 2,500 as you see and containers now vanishing to thin air. Our containers na yera yeni maybe a containers na fast see and containers bako 1,350 in the last 2 months. Containers bako 1,350 it may free port honoma obi ante ho hwe obi ehu hwe port directors na hu ante ho hwe. We have to be concerned. Now when you about I say to we one of the first places NDC for vigilantes ABCG was the Ghana port. So Bekaya Emma police for near soldier for cry intervene prevent you from accessing the port. So we have to ask ourselves questions. Say, "San your money near contribute to sell containers ni bi Iran nyoma Ghana for interested about say under this administration containers to be vanishing to thin air, and if that is the case, then will be our crown in a form of container, and we should be worried. Because it meets us in ECG buying crack container here. Now, wow, crack about crampa about crack 1 year me free abruchraban. And yeah, and also it's possible say one day you container or porter a bit my catcher say container and ayera.
But before incident, we not report to be a mass will be a complaining say container be ayera.
Oh, say based on this report in Tina Medekasa. Based on this report, say containers 1,300. For me, I think say containers now from this is my personal opinion. I think say containers are within the last 2 months, based on minister's own statement or sometime on 24 January say containers near 2,500. Minister or a competent minister obit my ejuma no intimidate or kind say na containers near 2,400. In 2 months time minister Kroya say containers no omu yes omu kwa kuyi containers ne ade and containers no swate 1,350 ayra ayen hu achiri intimi trace here. Intino minister no should come and tell Ghanaians maybe containers nafa. Ghanaians have to know we shouldn't be one of those nyamana later Ghanaians are interested. Ghanaians must, because it is too early for some of these scandals to start happening. In fact, even in the NDC, I believe that they still have the goodwill Ghana for the show monster. So it is too early. Say sometimes some of these things will happen. But I mean, Madam Anusi, in conclusion, I believe say I'm calling for an investigation into this matter, and I believe every Ghanaian
also they will probe.
They have to probe it, and every Ghanaian is interested because containers worth 600 and something billion. Then we have to be worried. I would say it may call into. I think that the president himself should even be interested in this matter. The president should be interested. Say, Parliament so should also be interested. I would say Speaker ultimated by partisan committee. Because Sky involved in any skaketwa. Any skaketwa cry until I was a Parliament set here by partisan committee. Send a bit imagine investigations no cry there and so edi. Intino I will see it to me.
Okay. Says here she show my messages living film. Comments are pillar 2. Hey Ghana, what is going on? 1,300 containers missing. Na too far. Wonders shall never end. Anyway, regards to Hajia Safia Mohammed, incoming MPP National Women Organizer, hopeful. Okay, it's nature say 2 minutes be answered. Now the politics of film. Please kindly stop introducing the woman as a former member of CPP. She's currently the ND's Mipacho na 9 year in Mipacho, or a former General Secretary for CPP. Na no so a presidential staff and mami a mouse title Mipacho.
When the time mango election now winning.
Enti a kweku case some dia or day a buyer no. Saso ena from Shiftman Atonsu Kumase. I am not surprised. Okay, I am not surprised that these 1,300 containers are missing from the port under the John Dramani Mahama government. The resetting is really on course, and the worst is yet to happen. This change we voted for, regards to all MPP media. Okay, so into shift man now so any day it be one. But where from this? Okay, yo. Ebusha for medical they asham was say messages no the banner say yatim didia me pachopa me momi humu sumpo enken kan emma. Okay, mate. Please kindly stop. Hey, me. I fully support the petition to remove the Chief Justice. Her recent conduct, particularly in her ruling on the birth certificate case and other related cases, were politically motivated, clearly demonstrates a lack of impartiality. Okay, as Chief Justice, she is expected to uphold the integrity of the judiciary and remaining neutral and unbiased. However, it is crucial that we ensure our highest courts are led by individuals and embody fairness and independence, not those whose decision seems influenced by political considerations. Into Bisodian David and so Edibia. Okay, Mame call Nanaho PSA Mame Brow so 1.5 billion energy minister so mo yeshushu
I'm say young kase de kan no mun komodi no no na minia kwesi botwe kan biafa sa water guards President Mahama enam minister so e dia ba se obeboa na yetimi abo nsu ahoban na ono sisu se emfaso ni so enya wonwa se won abre so won ntimi anso galamsey as ano kopem se eje won se mama seat of government and kasana na operatives what do won share President Mahama say kon bi obefa so a ye betu galamsey na se na yetimi anya nsu Ghana mra makwan se obetu from a good e won nsu makwan se nanka makwan se obetu from a good e wo kwai bada na kufu ado obeyi sa tambo no to nchen ama party mpanyimfo MPP fu nya kwan wura akwa ebretum ekose kwai na de bia me kan se dua edi beye 500 years e wo kwai ukotutu ase tugu na aka se oba be dua kube e wo loro kwan ho dia replaces our forest na se be se enye we free so na se kan se bia na nka ye se hu sebe tiefun fanchem President Mahama ba wa hye no bedi so o hia se sebe won abeti so so won nkrofo akoko nsu ehuna be bia ogina bia obehu nti utimi hu ni ti be bia hye asefi ene jubon se bra wore do ngadi no o chese won fatuo won fa second na mom se wo hu bibi lo sisu se enkoya obebo security for na mane na won akọ etu hu anamon nti ne papam ne mom pa se ebit my year wa won nti Ghana ye hia reset ni nti Ghana ye hia reset eye sa ne ma ekosu ko be bia Ghana kodui no sisi ye ntime ntu aso ma ne nye ye bio se ultime ma excavators 450 timi yira then na ye won wa se containers be 2000
TPS te normal se container
na mi so nti ne ye hia reset containers na iron ono kan se be na otwe bi ni na iron
but story ni dey indicate say your previous administration
minister between say containers do say na lock up port and na one krata so to ko na aka biisa ana aka ebien ana aka bako a pen krata sam da okra ni nti ese otimi hu dodo a e be lock up port ho anya ye kura no utu ade morich ana meboa nti eno po kira ne a obo ho ka eno ye nkrata asem nti o two committees e mon ko hwehwem se ne aye hu sa na te pepepe okwa no report wo the bread minister na kire se da bi o ade no kra dodo na anu ni me won krata aso nya no kra na wo eso atew is na atwa bi ni na atwa bi esa se muji yi ya nka yi yede ebutu mo pon ano eyi nti na Ghana ye hia se be reset o man no because anhwa ye nya bibia nya onchirima ye nya bibia nya onchirima abrabo boni a abande down be boy o ya na embeze ka onzen bebre because sebe pen fanchem aya no pa won fanchem o so fie chi ni abofo Ghana for decide ye nti na nka ese ye kwa engachi be du ba bisa na ne be bisa akoso ya na ese wo kai Ghana fo se babia Ghana kodu a ye nyina na etiem se ese se ye se so man no ne hyebre babia ye kone nkoye sabe ye te hei na so pese o konsan tiji na do ani a kire bukoma se so bitimi trust sisi enya ha nansan mo kwan dawo babia o fe do rekopum nti ese o sansan wachi na obefa kwan edo be konsan wam for the past 8 years baby ane enam na nye baby ese ye kono na ne ye ko minister say asem ne tia pa ne say e fade ye ba be ye nhwehwemu ankasa pa wo mu bio ne famra kwan so nti me bibia ba be ma Minister of Justice and Attorney General agencies are why nhwehwemu wona se iyoko wo ho ahoro bibre wo ho no nya fiasa ye nhwehwemu because one day nim nhwehwemu ye nhwehwemu ya woni mi yenti ena timi akoda de se okabran a wode adwuma hye ne sa se ontom firi mfanya adwuma ma Ghana se kwan anofa so e de sika ne ye no ho ne man na mfamra kwan so won abin won hwehwemu nti minister de friend attorney general de beto abonten ayo obi akra abo obi apusa obi anwo adwuro nesi den no kwabran den adifu de penkwa ne ye won abin won hwehwemu ni mudie awon akwadarem ti minister asem no kan ya hyase o ya hyase kra kire ne ye bonia abang de down no ebedi e wo yisiji the piada sikesi wonya de bon ho bra
say nti container na yira wo abang da dana breso na
nti ne ba be yen hwehwemu
basa sesi ya wo kase so de somobo ebo wo mo nti na me bisa me pese me ne mahwefo nyina hu eti ase se ho na yira ye nti fi
me won say prempren mo brofo na mo kan also allegedly ne te sa de no wonya nyina so ye
so me kai pass a chairman of the committee no Professor Innocent Senyo Akwa wo chemu no one pen reports no one ka se be the past administration
abre never boy ni wo cry man na breben abeni ba so apart from a car wo akwadare ga ye bo modern say ye be pe fuel e dey power generators mo na dey aban ne nkra hwe as far as I'm concerned inti abani bay on crack container ba ku bia kra ye wo yin sigidin inti say containers a won akra ba na ayira na ho twa bi sen ha sisi nkomo na ne da ho na mom sabi won timi fa won san chiro bia so preko so wo your kromfo wo bra court ankasa nkan wi enti no say obi bia wo de asem to no so ya or your suspect until say a competent court of jurisdiction they are accusing us obedience and we so ampa or your kromfo and on your kromfo titi men common sa kwan no so na mom baby itimi de yansa kire ne be ye de abangde down no antoto ne na yi en na kofa ye nyina bre en na de ye nyina ba because abang free buy on crack container ba ko cry in the name of any other institution enti ne be kan de sinin me na me da wo mu ne se efe ne yekọ asem ne mpempem so minister enya na mo be kan prima facie wanya nyina so ampa containers do no cry call hon say bi cry ira ina no koyi yo hefa ne fayo wo de ma hinu wo de akọhye hiu efe ne ba be ma won a kwadare wo hwehwemu mu nso aba be sum na president Mahama bangde say no kan no operation recover all loots a clarion call go see na hia ye be hu nipa go a ade ne kodi won ho say search ado be search ado say dey be cooperate and be cooperate because yentimi nye Ghana was rekasa nkop mewi sisi manu ato
okay mame enkenkai messages no be so and so nana ba Bernard Champon edie na making kai now containers too had flown to Burkina just like the Nkonfem. In January this year, the energy minister, after inspecting the port, said, as we speak, there are 2,500 containers there. A few months later, he is telling the country that thousands are missing. Amagana, okay, mpacho the other two are on the meet me and kind. Saso and Alhaji Aminu Mohammed. Abena, good morning. Kwesi Boche Junior Esquire, you are doing well. Keep it up. Okay, Kwesi Edie no. Saso and Alhaji Amidu Bio say COVID tax is missing in action. Okay. Please find a current representative for CP. Hey, Nana, the MPP needs to answer more questions concerning this kind of corruption. In fact, MPP never again. Okay, see, Agudzi and so Johnson so Eddie no. Sasana mensa ya enim PSC. You see how much you are struggling to defend your okay nti de ka wono so me nkan me se wo de ba ma ehonte na me nkan enfama nana achempem janto nana
abuna mpese bika bebe chi omo mo kika sansa me yo benti no mo yes a ho because president ko for CPP 45 no Ghana for bo mo nsema no adentina me his excellency mahama ama medjuma yesom Ghana omo kasasa omo kasa je se me yo ba ade papa nse oba
ana ya ho ya
no but truly his excellency kofo fa emema 5 from CPP what am I say
kai papa ko
si ndum Professor Hagen your friend is saying miame wo fa akusa no mo ye 5 osan fa PNC
yeah
almost why all inclusive I didn't know me dear me your benti no me mfata because why this akoso CPP papa na boss CPP papa say janto no kwame nkoma any boat you know na boss CPP me hoho any ye mahama his excellency John Mahama papa so it's enough why because your friend is saying indum free MPP mu baba be a flag bearer for CPP. Yes. And nobody said anything yet no man back because okoko some Ghana. So I don't know me dey na ye. His excellency Mahama ye all inclusive. Enye me nko na ofa me. Afa nkofo mo nya NDC. Into what is the problem? To be NDC so into the NDC nipa wo NDC mo nya Ghana for. They say it is so a derogatory manner. But I am quite
Matia, until Miss Washfo, Nana Clay, no, to Miss Sel. And I said, Mahama, no more town, no more busu town. Well, yet then I will be a bro saying, or 4 be a yam of 4 sign your back. And I tell them, or sign your bow 4 by 3 another MPP or mobile one or 5 if another political party. Just omo ho no omo ye boni ayenka Ghana yen ye papa no na ti Ghana ye papa no de omo moja itu ba be di Ghana so na se wo ye de nya ye beka
papa
ye nya ka ye beka
pese me so menje ho en na ukoye na mama focus no nana ni NDC member o meba ha say na se de bi omo ko benkuro mu ti omo ti na na
be asema person
menje ho nana okay nana my uncle 1.5 billion container missing
because assembly da we yet me Ghana ha abra me ntina brochi mi so nyina me nipa me ankwa brochi ankotena ho ma anko school ho o dia se me nua mpanyimfo ne binu kokko school me ma ye madwen se me kona maba me ntina brochi ndi so obi ba be se Ghana twese ni Ghana ato massively against MPP you still have a voice to speak. You want me come home or say we are sorry. Didi pingofo sika o maluse mo for mo ma no pay.
Dry some.
Say near maybe o am person meka.
Pese. O dey say na nam frɛ.
O ayi ho adubo ahen so sika o abi awaye. Allegedly bitter odin.
They're presumed innocent.
Allegedly bitter within. They shouldn't start. Look at what they've done to this nation. We have so much opinion. Look,
Nana 1.5 billion.
That's them. You don't even.
They
shouldn't even start.
I job Mr. Mamen so.
Your friend is saying, oh, yes, I'm not going to go for, but no, we did.
Defense Ministry. I can't make that.
PSC.
Sisi.
Ya look at your can what to.
Nana,
aseme da ho no. Your friend is saying, me the same hwehwemu den. ekoso na ye dey ama the requisite you say be hwehwe anybody obeka say on say ba wo mo dia 4 legs good 2 legs with 4 legs bad e ba wo mo dia dey allegedly nzubuti mi tena ha ti mi ka say sa niema we yira wo NDC abam e ba wo mo so dia allegedly omu se Ghana ye omu dia ebe omu so dia yale omu kwa edi omachi omu nanano machi anka Ghana ni ho ye da so ye nkwa of course no Kwame Nkrumah said
Misso nananka na say
Kwame Nkrumah said self government now say self government at the shortest possible time no money British for business at time no money time Kwame Nkrumah no and we be no person the time is excellency John Dramani Mahama yempene yempene nempene china me as long as I may meti here nyankopon ama me breath you be anko ama na me ya chempem me ko ama
na me support you nyina ebeko
na ko ama me bo na chido
na 91.5 billion
into the point is that say minister mo ma ye nuru no and wokohu in the 2005 in the ma ye nuru his friends honorable Jinapo ye nuru no aden oba adwuma mu a ye de bi wa bebeto anim se papa doc wa mpo ankasa kura mpo a wokofa wo ne ma firi amano ne ba because of covid nkrofo ti mi kra ne ma efiri China because omo hwehwe ne ma na omo nyina ho into containers ne beba no bill of lading ananye sa na ekam eda ho no enu na wo de be kire se o containers e bae no 10 2 3 what did I mention won call round till say wo kwa clear wo ne ma no wo kwa mbo me bia wo hu containers den wo ne physically till you go and clear into ono ba e krata e de to nanim ECG for de to nanim ne say containers e da wa yintimi clear demorage akano no ai ne omo pese omo auction impo no eye 2005 me ya sure so call round as so call round ko check obi a the bill of lading the time madam for be okokwan so because of covid no jai kwan so ko ene no kra ayi niema no odeba o chocho like oye no my niema ne buy na different offer shoes ne ayi e friend is entade omko be containers ne teddy bears what did I mention into no you need so or the supposed to be the bill of lading by documentation na but ade ba kwa ye nyina ye nkan for him to let them investigate na it's possible so suspect say ade bibi nkoye na me amintimi fama no nka anas wo ye minister e bia wanya hint say ade no kure bia enso because it's 2005 na nkasa na only hint bia say bibi wo ho dream bi wo ho a akasa ko be arrangements to go ahead to go and clear but me sure say onim bibi wo ho obi bia the moment an investigation is conducted into bibi na say there's a question mark otimasio intino it is possible say onim bibi wo ho and no decide say munye dem mu nhwehwem hwehwe mu no as you said no obi anka time a ade no eyirai there are even sometimes ebi answer say allegedly ebi kwa na error bi or baby you cannot say categorically and specifically say 2 months here na there na yira the sport security omo de fa hen na yira ultimately and the ECG things are almost ton cables and they specialized because nyama e books are containers no mu no ebi be ye meters ebi be ye cables ebi be ye conductors we enter no market it will be we are why na okoton ama no nye ECG anos akoton ama no even kwa the diameter of cables omo use here eye nye use ofie o diameter na we be use ofie no enye no abi na ECG use their diameter is a bit higher than the year to uko use 1,000 why na okoton ama no because obi ko wi nsuo ice special ice nsuo wonu nsuo minimum nsuo fie no nsuo lawyer so no nsuo internet ton ye den easy so you go through the process of stealing water from special ice factory and winning baby a we there you have a ready market to sell but how do you even know say bill of lading ananya me de buy no papers ni nyina che 2005 but actually what came no was less 1003. It happens. How do you know say it is less 1003? And when you establish that, because there are times that obi timi ko kofa niema obekwa kofa no na ye less the number or ye den wo cry no. So many things happen. Minim young man bia wo ko school a ne subjects ne bae no ye kokko hwe mu no na 2 subjects or ye no na enka na yi no the results slip no. He had to go back to school for them to correct it. It's an investigation will about chirayen bibia. So as long eba na nkobi ka say oh me nya ho hwe. And asenki akin anu atum ne akata so a. Eno na obeka say oh ene ehun abasem. But immediately eba na minutes aso amaya investigations ya hwehwem aba beto. Or the my requisite bodies amoma hwehwem eye dan die ne sie. Bibia betimi esi niam efri ama no neba bibia timisi. And I'll also repeat say niam e was a container no yenton ni job. Otimasi inti nya de a ubetimi akọwi akoton ni job. And unless say maybe obi ton ama ECG ankasa. Enu de obi ni enu susu minim sa. Because na sin aye adwuma bebre wo ECG ho. Tene ebe ye be hihye ECG yi. Otimasi ye hihye ECG. Bibi sa ema meto ho. Emeto odwa because me say me free happy your platform bi so me dey atoso. Me nya response bia me free happy me ko hwehwem. Me friend di na makọ ho. Makọ akobisa me say me na se kire anything. Obaaye de be na wahu. Engineer Pepe na we very straight astute person. Obaaye de be na wahu. Oti de meche ni ntino we need to take our time to see say e ben pa na wom. A dear ben NSC because your investigation into why 2,500 ewo ho a ye den that's we see demurrage into your car own person auction now a new a year back up baby see once you are in an investigative mode in your mode baby anka bo anka sanompo no ordinarily nka wu abna wa brabom investigation my investigation be see e begina me room for a long time we nyina me room ma one day we begina say say baby am ko ide e say me ye na me twe ba akiri otimasi o atade shim another investigation it reveals things to you say bia me ye kese me fon otimasi intino once an investigation has been conducted the sure bia say mo me nsusu say ye nu ordinary bujinapo afa na ade na start immediately ade na start obi ntimi nkan to chichiche say oh na there be ntimi nkan sa ase si ehwehwem ni yehu say procurement no kra ampo no say hwe yes procurement officer no kra wo ECG okra oni qualification in procurement they said they would your friend say teacher ni ana say lawyer ni akwakoto medical hospital so onkonko enye medicine. Procurement is a specialized area. Into the obi krampo ko next way so to training nipa no in procurement processes. Untimi fo bi akeken fa nkonkot na. The person should also belong to a procurement association from time to time no mudins awoso new trends e ba no musua. Nipa no wo ho no ko ye ECG procurement ko e na kwa akotena ho a. Ono nye previous government employee no. Ye na kwa akotena ho a. Obi ni ba bi owo you did not akotena ho a onu do big say you should answer you see ebisa no so what should happen said the one after the big no so no as see ebisa no say nye do big nkwa there was one after the big as see na see ebisa ono so but who do obi akota onye expert onye procurement ni oni process procurement is very very technical onye expert oni procurement mu nti no at the end of the day no as say yetimi ehwehwem ECG nko baby a nipa da so ECG nti no se na etie bia no because you see that is the tariff me no se me ka eyi asema utilities asema eyi sika de tuamo wom they have a regulated regulatory a friend is tariff so it must say na wo ebi so omo sika no non regulated but the regulated one is more many wutua at the end of the month no ye tue sika ma wom every quarter ye insecure ye tariff no what must say ye san maybe some non-tariff charges which is also from the PURC to say be a service charge no for your DCSU meters and other services around your service at the mount. So it is ye sika largely no there are non-tariff sika omunya charges or more but largely this is our money. It's of interest to all of us.
Mate, Nana.
What I say?
Mate.
Yes.
Me da say ye koye nimo Boahen George, Ghana is for us or not selected people. Okay. Sason I would Nelson Pa also Ediaba. We're not going to allow any lies in the shade under the regime. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. May God be with you and take care of you. Okay. Saso Ena from Esiama or say from Tain District, please. Why are people worrying about Nanaye Jantua? If something is going on, if something is going wrong, it is wrong to say the truth. Nana Jantua, more fire. Okay, Saso, now first of all, what is the content of these missing containers? Can the security agencies immediately start investigations thoroughly and allow the law to work for justice to be served? If the incumbent, NCO, please call the minister to find out because he just spoke elsewhere. Nippon say, and if it will shock MPP with what they are thinking. What that happened, we don't want any press conference. Biao or King to so would dear no. Abana AG has already prosecuted Edubuahin and wife 25 years behind. Hey, since when? For Miss Raupa Bibiasa eni honomo enti emfa Samesha. Afenyo Markin was working in ECG as government executive. He should come and move his mouth. Okay, MPP paying patronage mean to me enka me ni hono mu bi inti me sropa. Good morning. Okay, kindly tell Nanaya we have to ask Afenyo, their board chairman. Okay, so just say amount for and so Adekye Nsroma no. Hey Nanaya, patron Nanaya wa yedeng. MPP has a strategy of making ugly and noise to prevent the government from prosecuting them. They didn't take to, or they did that to Atta Mills and succeeded. Hey, since when? And over this late profile and okay, nice to see her, Sasabana. It's been long time. I watch UTV and I'm seeing you here. Okay, Medasapa. Good morning, sis. Also, good morning. Obisa Nanaya is speaking with emotions, but they also want panel. Mamon fa enya no to Mr. Opa.
Emotions is it meant for human beings or for what?
No,
seriously.
And then
I'm speaking with emotion. Emotion is meant for human beings.
But a suit against removal of IGP and other security agencies had dismissed.
That's it. Answer na member IGP.
Meaning said that now TB because said that we have done
briefly minia APSA can say be say about the galamsey about galamsey and then me person me can answer I know there is a presidential staff for it person me can but that's it okay bibi about galamsey and okay say aban etwemu no yentimi ensi galamsey ano na in fact we dey me quote no na in fact operatives of the Jubilee House in the former administration were involved in Galamsey. I'm sure it's what kind of I think say a statement menene nyadwen. Now, if you go by the ultimate responsibility analogy na yenuanom e aka asema not just say no man penny President Mahama when he president on a commander in chief of the Ghana Armed Forces it say galamsey e koswa na say videos about outer constituency chairman of the NDC involved in galamsey in the by virtue of the ultimate responsibility analogy na yenuanom aka then we can say the president doesn't even have the zeal and the will to fight galamsey. Because if President Mahama wants to end galamsey, he will end it in no more than a week. Or the 1 week basic galamsey. If indeed he has the goodwill to fight galamsey, 1 week or the basic ano. Many of us say, Kumasia, and you name openly, daytime, a month for 2 galamsey with impunity. And then in you name police station, Ninya 2 galamsey all around the police station with impunity. Yenya yemu videos muamunya irastos asari don kodi abetu dia say na soja for enya information say dunkwa forest nim baby galamsey koso the constituency chairman for the area had the audacity to confront soja for and say adenti na mubora forest mama abeje permission free minche mubora forest since when ena ye my Ghana sa soja for ekoye operation to arrest galamsey yesa omunya authorization or permission from the constituency chairman of the NDC to say someone beje permission tino ye mamu mbonra forest nim kwachichi amanfo mo ye galamsey minu aba galamsey na ekoso and it is even worse than before. I have always maintained the galamsey na idea how obia. But if we want to politicalize the issue of galamsey, then we can also say by virtue of the ultimate responsibility, say the president of the republic currently, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, doesn't have the will to fight galamsey because already president, he's had 3 major occasions to speak to the whole nation. The first one was the swearing in. He failed to mention galamsey during his swearing in. The second one was Sona, State of the Nation. He failed to mention measures by ready go to fight galamsey. The third one was Independence Day, now year 6 March. The president yet again failed to mention measures or the go to fight galamsey. Is the president in this country? Or suddenly, because he has become president, now he doesn't hear of the concerns and the cries of Ghanaians say galamsey many of my. Okay. Are we selling our future to galamsey? Yes, to illegal miners.
The past administration led by His Excellency the former president Nana Akufo-Addo. The workers is here less than 3 months. Our year do man penny. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Sisono. Na Nana Akufo-Addo who need the will to fight galamsey because 8 years old.
Minyaba, President Akufo-Addo in the presidency need to underline. Is he granted without admitting? I'm coming to your answer, your question. Granted without admitting, say President Akufo-Addo no need a goodwill to fight galamsey. Inti need 2 MPP free abran. So the reason why MPP lost nipa ekosa line to aba mu 57% to aba John Dramani Mahama and NDC His Excellency the president. It's because of galamsey. I can't be. So yemfa say MPP intime and solve galamsey intina you now it is the responsibility of President John Dramani Mahama and the NDC to solve galamsey. But now members of his party are deeply involved in galamsey. Deeply. No, I have just referred to you. I have just referred to you a video Munya Irastos Asari don't call the bar out say Omukoche galamsey a constituency chairman at Dunkwa prevent you from going to arrest the galamseyers. But if he's not involved, why would he prevent the military and the media man from going to arrest the persons involved in galamsey? He prevented them.
Were they arrested
he
or not?
prevented them and asked them, say, oh, there was a video. The video is out there.
So eventually,
he prevented them and asked them. He prevented them and told them.
How did you do that? Soldier for civilian.
Exactly.
Or preventing soldier
that's
for
the impunity. That is the impunity. No, the video is out there. Except that you want to discredit the video.
So eventually,
the two judges. No, that is what happened.
No.
Then unless maybe you have another information that, but what I'm saying is that see the impunity with which a month for the year galamsey in that time, a hard dream impunity, galamsey and say no. Maybe I'll be Fabia galamsey because Western region, Kwao Main Road, Krana, ye to galamsey, send a medical can in name police station in Chen ye to galamsey daylight impunity. and nobody seeks to be concerned about it, and the solution that has been brought to the table now is water guards. Is that how we intend to fight galamsey? Is that how on my way I say galamsey, say yensu, say vegetation, say quiet? Is that how we intend to fight galamsey? And now me no say. I'm quoting again Erastus Asari Donko. Or say most of the forest reserves have been invaded under MPP. Galamsey, of course, why I say MPP for the year Galamsey. And so by virtue of that, if under NDC Galamsey, of course, then we can also conclude say NDC for the year Galamsey. Because if under MPP we said that, then under NDC we can also conclude same. Because we even had a current minister for communication.
For the purpose of education.
Current minister for...
see, it's me a blame game. Say we now.
Oh no, there be any blame games. We have to call it. We have to name and shame. Because current minister for communication, who had a tweet or year about Galamsey, he said, "Say, by the virtue of the ultimate responsibility, if Obi ye Galamsey and as a members of a certain party ye Galamsey as a president in India, not as a president in Nimhumbi, so can we say that now today?" And then the Galamsey in Mianfanya politics, but in times past, in Pinkofo Kaya, man, crab a year say President Akufo-Addo or concession ya or the year Galamsey. And then the air Kosono, we are being told say we shouldn't politicalize Galamsey. Yes, I agree, say we shouldn't politicalize Galamsey, but those persons who falsely blamed members of the previous administration should apologize. They should come and apologize. Say, you can't. Nanso, enya sanity. So they should apologize. They should apologize. A big woman. What's our Okabi say? Why not sit down or free her ECG penny? No, so she's a representative of the president. But she say no, you're representative of the president. She say you who are your team on penny who pump pine wa. It's your person catch them on penny say Galamsey sell mine. Your person catch them on penny say Galamsey gusu say yensu. Among for gusu
ministers was suspended.
Among for gusu. Among folks who are your forest reserves, ni move to Galamsey. Your person, Mama Penny, so to say now you are forestry commission for guards back who are quitting Galamsey. You chan and I or battle with the life into your mamma and I are person money 2 man penny say Galamsey. They go many. I 1 minute. Now, neighbor ECG soon says so briefly now. The reason why ECG briefly 10 seconds. The reason why in Tiameka say minister no also Obakle and say. We share story here, you publish here. How much as a minister no corporate? I could inspect containers. No, yeah, but it be an me bro for me table for you. But they can say inspection. And I just say what coding and near quack head. And your bill of lading 17 near Kawa. I just say the minister visited the port to inspect the containers to ascertain the containers. Never I say any ho. To ascertain the containers, they do 2,500 now. Not saying do 2,500. That's what I'm saying. Say. If minister no coco inspected to ascertain the facts they are now in 2 months time minister they say containers now are shorted by report about say containers now shorted by 1,350 there then a cause for investigation. You know what if you mean to say minister na yes but I reference say by virtue of inspection now oh you know now CJ about Chief Justice removal now. Any other matters,
IGP, we say the IGP, and it has been dismissed. You are once your time now.
Mami can be briefly concerned about IGP. So you see, again, I'm referring to me in PC or Casa. Say, Obi. Mami from 1 minute.
No, what time I say?
You see, there's a deliberate attempt by the NDC to paint members of the former administration as thieves and corrupt. It's a deliberate attempt. But you see, let us now ultimate press conference ebe kase obi first kase na as AG and I say as the prosecutor in this country him say the panel the right of innocence until proven guilty. Now say bad na say obeto sanyama no egu public media nim sana. You are calling for a media prosecution on the person. Just na me nia ni PSC kase ni panel first kano and yes or no account, it is because of the information he has gathered from the Attorney General press and no. Then that is what everybody may conclude that, but that may not necessarily be the case. Until I respect the amount for right to on the matter of the IGP. Just 1 minute on the matter of the IGP. You know, I think the president what the right to hire and to fire. President to Abama no nim nipo bitimene na ye adwuma ni nipo ntimene ni nye adwuma. I think say IGP a very sensitive position as president biaba e wo so mani hia no. President bi ntimene obi one ne nya adwen, obi on trust no. Obi a on sharing the visions of the president enye adwuma as the head of the police service. And the enye adwuma. Enti say president biba na so ka say opamo IGP ami I support it. Sa so na president biba na so ka so bitimene IGP na ye adwuma so a it is at the discretion of the president to hire and to fire. Okay. Ye military general. In particular, what is obi kahu bibi? It is ye down parinas amount for the quarter. That should tell you the kind of policing we had some years ago. That should tell you, because if you have CSOs going to court say we shouldn't remove him, then I feel that it is a big problem. It is not your bona fide. And yet, adia.
Fear Japadi.
Fear Japadi. And that's on one day Japadi or Becca say, the president has the opportunity and the right to do that.
PSA, Mr. Mami Angels, what don't
you? Me that's it. I'm saying.
Na PSA answer now, Beba, Mr. Mami, and ready we say, Evans Boache Eddie, about the video is there. It is true. Inti Erasmus adia samna wakaya. So and another kwesi yima do. And so was good morning Obapa. It is true in Enyinem. I'm very sad and worried about the Galamsey in Ghana. Yesterday I was in my hometown Enyinem, Etiwa East constituency, Eastern region. The people were mining just after Lindado Osino, going just by the town in open broad daylight and in Enyinem just after the police in the river. Okay, so just after the police in the river, okay, where they sell the bush meats openly, and the people and the people in Enyinem know those doing the mining there. Yeah. We need to be serious about it. And let's just say who is this? Okay. It is true the NDC chairman blocked the road in Western region when the fact-finding team were there last month. Okay, in Tina and also the Abba no. PSA, Mr. Mamenjo.
Me that's it. Now, I mean, two Galamsey and Kakra and Fiona for me.
Because we have another story. Who's any petition?
No problem. Nentia, me best make one some ne Comodia Minia, Wesibujo about Erasmus. Erastus, sorry.
Erastus.
Ne video be at the better point. So here's I bring them on. Back I said military for. And police for yeah, Equatorial and Crawford or Quavo, Monocra Barbonting, and the concedis a hamper. So I bring them now or tweet, you know. It was earlier. So I just say, no, so I know what me and no quarry say, Nipe be that social quite be. I am part Galamsey that's so coso. Into a thing, yeah.
Nana, almost say, one military na no person mobile enter na say woman prevent. The
bottom line is say o prevent one prevent what make carry out the operation that is supposed to do. After he blew that right? Near to share being President Mahama and can Galamsey who has some crowd young fan the same post and netting. You know beyond your kind bottle to bento. Say me mentiment to Asia. Me akumana metusono. Muntu mfiso ene ko wie dem enya kasa keke eye actions. President Mahama see obebo modeze kwan obefa so a obetu Galamsey na se no obefa so atu ene ti bon se odeniama be brere gu akwan so eboa me yetimi atu ase hwe bro sorry sisi ye ne me wanyani mo sorry fache me ye ne me wanyani mo nsu ni se ya na se na me na me de ho nyina ne se honorable Amakofiboa on no hwe sa sector ne so no so okoni kroma otranko bra pe na wadu ne krom nti enya de obeda wo so abre bi obekon constituency no na ne bonsu no so ya ohun adwuma eda na eni mese otu ho na mo no ye President Mahama betuase na menim se yebetimi aboa ma na tuase ne yakofa akwa ibretu mu goody to buy na na guvaro no kofa buy nyame na me betra ha na mabu mitimpo na me ka se seat of government and na Kufuado na nipa dodo na involve ewo illegal mining mu nyam na beka Professor Frimpong Boateng and na Kufuado de man no say onye no ono no de betu abonten okan ya aka say President Kufuado ne imperative okra ho gatu be order ewo ne fi nyam na meka ndi sa other boss in Ekowie then say no you serious and pa Ekowie then
okay
what you for yo pato hina no co defend akonta mining hina no defend akonta mining no what tan no nim forest President Kufuado it yes won ya tra ho ye nya omampanyin a owo opepa party hinska it ni abe on what's the deal? I can't even do it. President Mahama, what one say? Obey me, our point.
Backing vocalist.
Appointing CDS, and I say, can say security heads. Enti se President Mahama appointi ura tete yo se omeboa no mehwe security so o Ghana mana ne kwan so ya ni
okay
sebe so obi nti ase no person obekọ court okọ na asem obi abetimi akobi eda ho obi a nemu President Mahama enyem onyem funsu bia se o nemu ade ba ko a ekoso a me wa hoho ade wo mu se enne nipa bi so atiase etimi nya akokuduru tu saa na mo no democracy na rinyin Ghana ya reset ampa ne nansampo even appointment na aban bi ye o kan say o ye dozen we ye 110 no dey akọ 125 won ti asa akọ shepo na mante ena yenya leader papa mu gina obi antata obi ntieti obi fa ho dis so adan na wakọ on fa attack dogs in muso enyi ya wo social media Ghana record any mampa
obi dey ya obi wo social media
mmiri bi abese for sana no na nya no ogusu kra wo ya na ya no ogusu wo ya na ya
na obi yo
but enya fe mpacho mawie ho no sem esi anan no fa wie pre
na
okay na nko na kam de we lecture
we na CJ no obi ama me
mpacho IGP asem na wo kan ama oni dey say the president prerogative me dem me tum say oba na person ni IGP ni ye because IGP ni position ni critical ade ye good ni say excellency Mahama de oya ade oye ni ye ni power fa no oye great I will be in aye ejuma me papa no when I was in PURC some of our TUC for person mo demonstration there he was the one no a greater Accra regional commander me boy 2013 and I went with
for be mum na de court center me mani ni you know
say me ni na no ko si hene na wo president aba wo ni obi ye adwuma enye on na be decide ni pa on ne be ye adwuma na wo the president e court the sanke the president court asanke e di obi court before sankrofo no Kofi Benton e di anu me nia no
emese ni pa no
call ye no a time na do nkofo sika hye ye ne ade no man fana court ya na Joma Ahmad de mo de ne court for the edenti na mo de ne court
Kofi Benton
yes with a time ono president ayeyi no say wo ma me bu eman security onim say nipa oni ne be ye adwuma e be boa no ni A ana B na wo pesa wo de hye no because in the court ni o ma ye free enka ne no mo ma judgment kura no mo su o mo I no mo show o ma chi
o so mo na be catch o na so o mo ma judgment
ba me person ka bibi ohun abena MPP for 2017 onwards men wu no o ma ntimi enkumi no because nyame ti asenti sa echire me chechom o ma ntimi enkumi de o mo de me fa mu ne de esi o ma bra boma men wu no ene ho yaw ene ba se me chiro mo se onyame o ti ase men wu no na meti a me kasa me wati asifo mu a me kasa no eno na ye omo ya but pese omu se nyame otiase ne nyame ba nti o ma time from there na abesi ne but pese me che omu se wo mu nyama na omu ye no omu sabe je ndu baby omu beku me na omu eden omu afere nti ye nto aso nti IGP die ne kwan so ano
nana yo mat
dem me pese me chiro so omu ni
MPP for one time
me omu ni me
nana oskiti mi bisa se sie se
be ba cho 20 na omu ye
nti feel say omu
wonte da ene abran uni kroma men na
PSC
me comment hwe
men na metiase
nana omu ye wo den because we dey asem kese omu me show national television so
me pese me show say asem no wanya ha na e be kan to omu pa me challenge me say asem America na me boa nipo wa bitu mu no wo ma me challenge me say de America na me boa na pese me ka chom say men wu no a metimi kasa nne no eno hu na ye omu say but onyame otiase.
Okay.
Also to subvert a man in his cause, God does not approve of it.
Yo, Mate, so please, my name is Awal Philip. I'm an NDC executive. Please tell President Mahama we want him to end Galamsey now. George, and so as I live in UK, and I can say that the new Attorney General will be one of the best in the world. Please let's support him to fight against corruption in the country. Let's not fight the AG for fighting corruption, corrupt politicians. God bless our nation. Okay, so and Kwame na ACL. Okay, Kwame na ACL message means me and Mensa Majid is from Bechem, Toronto. Hey, Bechem, Toronto. Okay, okay. My regards to Honorable Charles Akwesi Esiedu, MP for Tano South constituency. A group has petitioned the president to remove the CJ. It's a good call and I support it. The current CJ has shown her political callous and she doesn't deserve to be maintained as CJ. Resetting Ghana is a reality and not an empty slogan. Okay. Majid and so Alhaji Aminu Mohammed Galamsey is going on in Eastern Region butu because Kweku Boahin has promised them to mine immediately they come to power. Okay, Sasana Stephen Otu, I believe the clergy and the academia should start talking against the way opposition parties in the country and the lawyer, okay, and the lawyers keep defending issues relating to corruption or in the name of law. This will encourage the politicians to always hide behind the law and abuse our public office. Thanks, I am Stephen from Abavana. Again, the MPP should stop the cheap hypocrisy. They were in power in 8 years and okay, and worsen the Galamsey issue. Okay. For mama messages na edoso. Minim said ne my dear permit I can bi. Nana na nka wo kebi. My president refers petition to the removal of CJ to Council of State.
But 1 second Galamsey no nim say time na almost excavators. That time na you know means I was so. But I always said it's a excavator and no evidence to catch whoever or ye Galamsey. Because excavator no motherboard na it tells you every information about whoever owns the excavator and as a baby excavator a free ba. What you say? Inti say your current excavator no see a toyo motherboard na be chene it says sense Bahama must on fight Galamsey no. But what can't say ma obi an share excavator because a source of evidence.
Oh, now Mekai Krasa, one of the ministers, you know, Galamsey, I think it's almost 60 or so in the rural areas. But
apart from that, a motherboard will tell you who owns it. It is a Nipano or your government house, so to say the professor from Pombatin Kayano, so your wine, sa excavator is a source of evidence. But that time, no machine. Because someone says, untimi unya excavator na ubenye nipa o te dem ekire
na na se mete wase ya na se omo hye evidence ni nyina
omo hye evidence nya bia I used to speak about it yes I need to speak
any say we say company honorable boa ya okasa omo assist excavators no. It shouldn't just be the season of the
evidence in the obeyi no ahwe na wo de ato ho o ti ase
but so mutimi eche wo mo
na wonim so omo chechi they are doing their work you know o say Muhammad you no ma medwa na num say I'll put my presidency on the line sakasa na bi ono oye na ade a oye na systematically mra kwa so ntino nso wa yi lawyer ni wo ne office o ti ase Mrs. Marietta blew upon until bibia book da ho constitution na nyeso obi se me am say constitution da ho law da ho
na no ho constitution
na me ko say na me adwuma nti no
ye ma me na ya agent office ni amaret office ni na president Mahama office eti galam say na ko so ni no ko Ghana for say omo issue with ye ma me na ya ne say nyese oye NDC ni na bibi omo say Ghana ha ida say oye we cold and na ye hot neutral ni de ya no munji ndisa
what is neutral
inti no mo pese omo hu bebi ogina
say
question omo pese omo bisa ne say
one of
say question na me ma do ho ache o nti fa ho ma
oye Ghana ni
ye ko CJ say mission
fa ho ma kra
ye ko CJ ba ma me oye CPP ni anya hwe oye CPP ni but or you sympathizer of the government in TF and say mo bi aha na adwe mo bi aha mo bi aha mo de minimum say we see na ma for so dey mo say ni MPS no hu ya na o ma no yi
na me ba ke no nyina na na ka say nim so ba ke no sa nti
na say
na nkwa ne ba ke ni
they are supporting the same cause and they are projecting the same cause into enyewa wa
yeah socialist o ni mo so for be capitalist nti capitalist for
President refers petition for removal of CJ2.
I think so.
Council of State.
I think so. CJ removal no so no. Early days yet. Early days yet. And
now I'm not for bisa say are we serving the the right precedent?
But
or chine bi and be no so make referral to ye mama Charlotte say. See ye ne fe ho no nti ebi so kwambo say ye mama Jane on next.
You see, Abna, me, I don't have a problem if in your mom, one, you say, yeah, legis will be a former indicika into the Nikojina court. And I say, yes, suspect say public officer be or see ye free office. I don't have a problem. But my concern is that let's follow due process and the right procedure. Say suspected will be a scanty, ye be jailing Panani, ye be GSC. Let's follow due process and the right process. The suspected say Chief Justice, the respected and venerable Chief Justice, IABBA on toward an Tiambra, into ye be thrown home petition. Let's follow the right process. Or her procedures are the Chief Justice are clear under our constitution. Or her Article 146 very clear. My only challenge with process is now you be a throw petition. They say, okay, Article 146, I think clause 3 now. It just said the process or the proceedings should be in camera. Not just say until say a be established a premier facie case against Chief Justice. No, it should be in camera. Now, statement now. Honorable Felix Ofosu deba out in one state. He said a premier facie case has been established or otherwise.
Even but the award petition now it's unknown.
It's unknown exactly. So she say nothing. I forward the petition Akwakoma Council of State. So I am sure say the president has bequeathed his power to establish a premier facie case to the Council of State. The Council of State for no. And then I'm sure the president have such powers to say EBA or per se Council of State and a determines there is a premier facie case against the Chief Justice because let's not forget the Chief Justice is a justice of the Superior Court and son or Chief Justice. It is important say you better establish a premier facie case like you better establish it against any other justice of the Supreme Court. In fact, to share the case of Adekye Nsroma judgment in about 2006 now, the Supreme Court was very clear on the process and proceedings you beat media Chief Justice from office. And I am only hoping say these processes will be followed judiciously. Say a suspect say Chief Justice now you be on toward I am follow process, but the Chief Justice should not be victimized on the grounds of mere speculations and allegations and hearsays. And the SNA ebe to be an affront to our democracy and our rule of law. Say Abanya society no, you say you antagonize Chief Justice. And the SNA ebe hardring pinty. I think say, and also the Chief Justice the position in to say IGP. And I say any other minister, and I say CEO be a president in Betima Soya, I say, may you know, constitutionally lay down specific procedures and proceedings. I really do not think, say, President Mahama, as the president and as a gentleman, yes, would want to capsize the constitution and because won't follow due process or but let's respect the laws of this country. Let's respect proceedings. Let's respect procedure. And at the appropriate time, I'm sure they will be able to interrogate the petition. And this is not the first time the petition against the current Chief Justice, Madam Iraba Isaba Tukuno. This is not the first time. Obekaya, right after Professor Kweku Azar submitted a petition, say, yes. In fact, the president, President Akufo-Addo, the respected and venerable and one of the finest presidents in the history of this country, President Akufo-Addo, at the response, a detailed response by out, responding allegations, point by point, conclude this. Professor Kweku as a petitioner or the ban, a premier first case cannot be established against the Chief Justice. And so I am hoping, say, it is not the same petitioner. Yes, the language. Now you review, you person you day kwetip kwa imbiso. First with the Chief Justice. I'm hoping, say that is not it, but. I do not have the full facts, and so I would not want to jump the gun because petitioner I haven't seen the allegations as well, but we have only heard say petitions be so we are entreating the Council of State say they shouldn't forget the oath they hold to the good people of this country. They shouldn't forget say they are the fathers of this country. They shouldn't forget that they are the advisors to the president, and so be say but it should be devoid of the political lens. Let's look at it judiciously and holistically to make sure, say, my minister, we di boni bi. Na say we ye bibi na say any constitution ne boy bra. Embra ne kire dia yen kwan yen fa ne mfa so. At the end of the day, so ye hwe na say onye hwe so na say eye mere rich hunting so dia yesro mo petition no titim no mo fa nkoma abochi ni bi no fa to ni ba. Ya
botsere kwesi botwe junior esquire keep it up Alhaji Aminu dia odi aba no. Hey, Nana Obi so has Mr. Enim PSA now been given a post by President Mahama Pacho, one head of corporate affairs. Our boss, why?
A big man. A big man.
When your position, pa.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Corporate communication.
Corporate communication. Oh, okay.
You deserve it.
Oh, more than.
Head of corporate communication.
Let's wish for you a bit to deceive.
Presidential
staff
those who could not stop Galamsey in 80 years asking for just asking to stop in 3 months. Hey, MPP, no amount of words. Okay, and no they mean to make kind. Please, Nana, yeah, and this we are okay. MPP think Ghanaians are and no mean to be financial. Okay, and my medical catcher, Mrs. Awude. Message ne bana se hontia menken kan emfa maw nti mo mai honte na menken kan emfa maw na na member also PSA I na me de na aka wudi
yo many abia em say yewo amemu ahoro bebre bagana no ya amemu a yede ato so ne say ye bebu man a ebe ye dodo amemu. And I say democracy. Now democracy no said yeah. Mrenim for can a rule of law. They are the mra amemu. Nti ni ayafa ne say Ghana no baby bia as I say mra and ojina so ye. Efa ye structure of governance no. And a government. Your positions be ho no ma even though president be a waso and I'll be nominate you. Say Parliament Jewutoma. Oh, one your friend of security of tenure. Ain't he obe retire? Well, bra won't fe edu pempen subi. I won't mean ye jumebio. be a Chief Justice position. Na ebi nso ye baako na no ye besen koi na nka wo senka electoral commissioner nso and chairman of the electoral commission so e kan ho bi and some other few positions. Ni aye ni mini say obi chro ba say Chief Justice osisu say nsem fua be bi nga na bi esan bi nti omfata say obetu aso aye na adwuma ni awota agina so ye misconduct ba ku biom incompetence ana ba ku biom ni se bia why incapacitated ebia sabia sam sabia mu na adwen mu afi ase kan bi ebia na hoden wo fom nti nsemfua na say Paul si ebi sen pa na constitution no makwan say ese wo gina so nti say obi e de sa petition no come president ebia yemfa ne say efa tribunal chairman and I be a high court judge and an appeals court judge and the as what the president refers as no Emma Judiciary Council so what I say you know he say am pass asem nipa allegation nipa na ye no e wo nyina so ana enye nyina so obeka ya maame Charlotte say this ana ekoye ni even though ye mu binum hu is na ne ma bi hihya ase no ne president here ni say abzura akoku ba ko no use our word say president a conveyor belt asem na fa na so keke on the back he pass it on to the appropriate body one is what say eyampa na nyampa. In the case of Chief Justice no ono no hwe other judicial councilor no nti ono ankasa ntime enhwe asem efa ono anu ho nti anamon a ebi a obetu ni say Zewodema Council of State according to article 146 meboa of our constitution nti emse no na omampanyin so aye won na ba be say ebia asem na ogina so no ana petition no de ba no e wonyina so say wotu anamon bi nti say e wonyina so a na fe ni amra ne kire no na ye de afa nti ye beka ne say e early days yet prempren ye nim ne wa asem nim ye nim munia ogina so a wo de kire petition no emse aban amane ebofo no ankyere nti ni amra emma president Mahama kwanse se oye eno pepepe no gusu a oye na minim se sebe se be chekosi na ahia ye benya ne ho sunsanso da bi mum kakra na mre nimfo ne ka me hu mu kakra ne se enya koba sapa e se Chief Justice no e bia ordinary dwuma etwere ho kakra na minim se wanya san kyerechire mu na ana minia menim se wanya san kyerechire mu na aha na ebinum kyerɛ sɛ enya kɔba sapa ɛde sɛ wode wadwuma etwere ho kakra twan sɛ obi ye awie menim sɛ eno ye before after obi establish a prima facie against you and now say before the won a woni mumbra ne sɛ nea eno so ne kyerɛ
but that is the suspicions of people
okay,
ne omadwen say
exactly like over the common sense exactly who they won't get enough evidence
but
it is not by lawyers
no lawyer net here say what say
oh send
it mu bi ma you to your office na school is the boy na corporate communications of presidential staff and so hey there na just
bibia we be di ho answer them go say na soja for gra ka beda soja for so nya asem ketwa 3.7
na say what I
before ni e boni obey ni bi ni o ye be ko so aka wo ye ya and ye be kan ya for
na no say dey be say ni ma be ni o say nya hwehwe mu nwie ye ti am be say ye be establish
na nya allegation we or former Armed Forces Council and a vice president be to gba say Ghana soja for car abandoned down Jawa to also 3.7 billion Ghana cedis. Yes, Bian supplies over 270.
I mean, let's not create the picture. Say no.
my dada pen a boss aka na say no na ho dada na
na Akufo-Addo can say be say ofre be assets and liabilities don't have cheno uja ma he na uja me ka he right ntaban bi abeja oka ba ban bi ja oka no uja oka be fa so atua what you say then yam fam ma ese nka Ghana de mo yam fam ma ye ma over 1 trillion Ghana cedis revenue and a borrowing oban na kaya de ye 120 billion where you yanka over 700 billion and a ECG ka
na no mind Jessica
give hope
na no mind Jessica
just walk na be chere be Jessica ko da
kan de hu ye ba sika ne de
sika wo jaw ye sika bia want to din our friend no GIIF Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund
Enya Samoa
ko hwema asa president Mahama kon na sika de bebre e da hwi ne sinking fund a ye di tuaka ma me sisi ada pascal na okofa woden pass titi wo fa woden pass switching sika e da Ghana man sinking fund e de ko to ayenka bare no emiti nene nipa biom sebe ebuja won sika ho menka tifo yawo menka busuan yawo because aban ntime ntuaka saka ne nyina asum ho yawdi gi ho kra woton nsampo aboka na sebe obi abeboka na nanko bi apɔtɛ system tot oh na so be wo ko nga woton nsan ho a wo se bia ne ade de mfaso ni sa na mom tot no na mfaso ne ba na obi obu tot aboka ense kokko kra ide jana na Akufo-Addo anko beboka ejaye enti me da se ma me mfa nsia na ne akachi na
na musi eba me no aye den fe ni sen
na me to
friends get to tokoni Chief Justice
Onyonko ba
me yonko ba imam mi no magu yedi mu ase o Ghana ha ono eni eyi ma me ba ko jin hwe nana Ghana let so
nana ni na so nana we
dey no ba say o fe ma ba chi
na we dey say me
nyesa o kan asem na o nyina
is a new PC no ye deputy eyi nana ya ja
enya boss bi o say dey nana enim na mo me nya asem
say me a politician no na me politics no me a politician me ni mo kofu hwe enim 2023 ne limited registration no the year limited registration other political parties are na ye war your friend is saying IPAC even including the MPP went to court MPP achie na omo mpanyimfo no ye omo yi na omo twen omo but they were all together in IPAC and you can say the way are easy all year limited registration na or yen what district office instead of electoral areas as the law requires no ebe mankofo bebre aye disenfranchise sa limited registration yen nkofo na o medi 18 wo mentimi an register in the previous registration ene nkofo a maybe ne card ayi wantimi otu kwan into wantimi ameye we went to court that they should go according to the law na yenye process no e electoral areas ene be close to them obi wo free yeji oba be fa platoon na odi aba district office otima say ye di asem no kokos onim da ma me we di share so obebu asem no da na ye wie registration otu kwan ja ho na okoye we obi odo Ghana number 2 look at
man the benefits of the doubt
benefit ye here judgment say Ghana for ho beto
wo share da
that ye be registration na wo ye be court nya judgment bo and ye be case that ye be yes the way ya isi ya de no ye ni nyi ho as political parties ye represent ye nkofo ye ho press conference ni adi nyina e call the home ya ma ye kwan ya me hu we you obi odo Ghana as our registration we are going to disenfranchise nkofo a omu need the capability to come to the district office to register Emma need the chaotic so be a baby a refi. Ultimately, Mammy we see a day that will be a case no, not done in a year registration. Ultimately, a ye okay case in a bow parliament, we see me a minority, we see me a majority. Look at how she dealt with the thing. look at how I would deal with the matter. Mami a wote akunwam.
Nti nana wo say
and a birth certificate cheme ya wo me. Oh, sad dey na
can rule in favor of the then minority
ana. Ko ni say ko rule mpo say say mo e ba o si o me so wo ya another am but no nya masem ya ka court asem. Birth certificate. And you can't refi. Yeah, what the first thing they do for you is a birth certificate. That is your identification. A crow be so cry, they won't put a passport to cry now, put a birth certificate, and then the chest will free Vanuatu. Birth and deaths for a sign. And no pay me chairman, I don't butcher. Birth and deaths for penny.
My mean, Chiano be a minia.
Chiano.
You're paying us.
As you pay in one. Intino. Your friend is a birth certificate. Who see any form? I mean, a man tibida. Obi, ni pass away nationalistic obey near dear so. I will yet the third person and now fourth in line of government. Say a net president Muhammad Tupain. Ye ma me and who fe vice president professor. I will ni mo dear. Oba papa. Nana. Okwa. And also Tupain. This speaker ni wa. Una ka bebe di adie. A corona wo ba be di so no e hunkrofo kora no onwene wo ho because the limited registration ma me we ntimi rule say EC should do it at the electoral areas.
Na 91 rule the
koma me pacho the ebe magana enye me because your politicians any constituency for net. Do you know how much the MP spent for registrations to be at the do you know how we spent eye chaotic nkofo ntimi an register ebi krampom ka nkofo no register e kranka MPP nkomo His Excellency Mahama ko benya be 10 million votes nkofo bi kra ntimi an wuni nkofo
oh yeah
adan wuni nkofo e ka dan achi e ka nsu achi
ebi kra sa ka on vote wuni awoga ko vote bi
o man ntimi an register o ti dey make sure no maami we ntimi an ruli se ye magana fo mmebu na wo nya adwuma aban ti bi mpa adwuma mo maame no in hardship o maame no sika kakra aka no ye de mo so mo mfa car enko district office o mbeduru okra na ho ye basa ebi no wo utinzulezu okunzulezu da me do beko the town on stills is insuoso the district officer was had a first a district no and ben ekuro no Afran plains for platoon. That is mama 2 example 3 mama 3 me dem make say petition person chose say nipa no wonwene Ghana ho odwene party bi ho
party ben
enye MPP na ho enye om na de si wo me ni ma me person na me ba jo when I met
Womo a sa constituency a ye oka say mo dwen mo ho ebi ntimi an vote no enye bia se ye maami chief justice so odwene eye party bi ho a wo mo keche no mo nyina na ye ndisi
it does not matter to me anybody
it's meant to kind of so odwene
I am saying say
in favor
when anything that will reduce the Nyankopon de okasam ka che o me se Nyankopon obekasa kasa kire mo pa anything to reduce the NDC vote by even 2 then people will do it in the probabilities
it was affected by the whole
I am saying say omoye probabilities as bibie be affect omo be ye nti omo de no kra na nye o ma
say many ruling no affect
when ruling po my dear o ruling at least people will be where ya make case mpo
so see the day na ewie
oni ya nko court ya ewie enko ya dai
nti eno ya
obi a no Ghana please
okay
and me person me wie ya person me ba ayi His Excellency Nanado. So a lawyer ni. Yeah, can say His Excellency Mahama due process. What go through due process or the Akwa Council of State. His Excellency Mahama in Excellency Nanado. What buy ye na kasa onu ankasa me ko kan se ma me king of kings. Onu ankasa man a judgment as if we say e won a private law court and a di case abre no. Onu man ruling chloye. Lawyer na can you so did me na nka menka because as a president the petitioner mawa I so go through due process
into one farm at that time
one farm no na try no na can no me kwa me
ni mo say one farm man na say one and all the mine at na one
there be see minim that say ene kwasi kan say or
say is a council of state to say the President Mahama I refer to na say later we detailed Ebrena. I don't think this will be somebody can refer to the
transparency was a
council of state and a betro dia ba a chairman nsa ene kra me be na me chie a friend saying papa ye o ye school law school ye what can dey na ansa bibi
ansa sorry
ansa sai no oka me ba na mo sister station ba ko no oka o say president ankasa na man judgment
okay
ultimately inti no ono no kwa no president na ono ye lawyer ni no kwa no wantimi am follow a due process ono ye lawyer ni wan go through due process inti say petition ko de na enye wan say petition be ba na besides minima de konti en MPP for kasa say ye de Charlotte say koko gina ho ma me Charlotte say after say omudi di na tem ke kan ho nsem ye de koko gina oba besia first female e mu yesi abede ye ma yetimi akoyanim edim obay koko gina judge fo anim ma me yi no at that time na mo lawyer for te say wo kwasi botwe na mo wen ada no mantimi anka se yento yebo na ba obi foforo de yento yebo 2 legs good 4 legs bad ade de ye ma me wo krom ha
okay
yen na ye ko 2 process ibi eno de mo anka se obi ma me
1 minute Nana refer to me say president issue detailed response. What kind of article 146 third president anti so or responded to the claim. In fact, we the ruling in Adekye versus Attorney General. The Supreme Court clearly held say president no one quite so establish a premier facie case in the case of the removal of the Chief Justice. Because in a NPC kind Chief Justice Nankasa ordinarily ain't determine the premier facie case on her own. Into president won quite by virtue of the case of Adekye versus Attorney General. Into president in an anti. But you see, me dem no say.
But there's a process.
But no. If the president received
the president being guarded by the constitution.
No, you see, that's why it should be guarded.
That is what
exactly. No, I refer to the case of Adekye versus Attorney General.
The power say, can president go through due process, and by now no. We've gotten to the end of it. Okay, I say. But on one control, you now quite to say we didn't go.
No, but the president, no, but many have na medema no sin. You see,
who do I know?
Like Nana, ya can't say be MD or say yeah as politicians. No, because I be also a politician. Yeah, as politicians, you see, as politicians we can do our politics. We can criticize our judges and the judiciary, but you see, let's not try to politicalize.
We cannot politicalize.
No, I'm not saying say I'm saying say let's not try to politicalize our criticism, because so can be which is very serious. Chief Justice no yeah as a MPP Ejuma, which I feel say it is no which I feel say is quite unfair. No, it's unfair to say or yeah MPP. No, the fact that one year doesn't suggest to say or yeah MPP. So you see we won't go. So you see we can do the politics. No, with the minimum we can do the politics. As politicians, we can do our politics. But let's take the judiciary out
trying to
when we are
this
doing let's not try to bastardize persons in the judiciary. Let's not bastardize the judges. Let's not bastardize judges. Because you see, the judiciary is the agency or the institution that safeguards our democracy. The very moment we try to bastardize our judiciary, then our democracy I'm saying let's protect our you may dislike what I'm just saying, but let's not bastardize it. Let's not bastardize it.
Okay, Madam Wase, yo. Etiana Beba Kwame Ade Adekye Nsroma SC na inform over Kamensa Kwesi Boche Junior Esquire or your MPP communication team members also and Nana Ya Achempim Jantua former general secretary ma CPP Saso and Bernard Enim PSA head of corporate communications Bernard head of communications okay Boston head of communications corporate communication okay Boston and there omo be campaign for me damase hey nana ya champion Jan to a former general secretary CPP and presidential staffer at the office of the president John Dramani Mahama the office of Maminda mabuafo asepane maya diwomo bone Patmofas clothing and a shemata the part I was Sacrament 13 Udu baby a hot box abosai no west row pair and war for part I was 0242653361 0242653361 Sasuna cute cat palo ube PMO e watesa no adjacent Ecobank wonoma cute cat ne ye miti kama mami enwi bia muhie bia hairstyle bia muhie bia kodan cute cat no obeye a day amount any day anytime ko PMO honom na obeboa wo pa okay yo what's it president I say aha say na baba kwame ye de Adekye Nsroma si odumfo hu ye mobo na se wo de otuna edom ya ye ba sign mo edi ehia mi de abena check wache makram